Woke up for no reason, man. I don't know why. So it's like, you know, dating in America has gotten so bad that dudes have to, self-improve into a millionaire or self-improve to the point where like they're doing okay just so they can have a good dating life. So when things are not going your way really in life, you cope, right? You got a bad dating life. You cope with it. You drink alcohol and shit. I mean, me myself. I mean, damn. I talk about heat and succeed, but Hellcat, uh, I pretty much do the same thing, but with I do mine with class though. You feel what I'm saying? I don't act a fool and go get arrested and shit when I drink. And I drink like after 6 o'clock or whatever. Now it's like to the point where like I'm increasing my shots. I'm not just drinking, 5 or 6 shots. I'm drinking like 7 now. So it can't be good for my health, man. What's It can't be good for my health. I need to quit. I need to quit. So I'm getting to a point where I gotta quit. You know, what's up with it? You know, I've been thinking about that too, bro. I've been thinking about getting a bag and going overseas. Because if I stay here, I'm gonna want to try to like increase the bag and invest. You know, But the only thing is going overseas. You can't live the American dream. You know, that's the only thing. It's kind of good to feel, to live the American dream, to get the car you want, the BMW series, you know, a fucking Audi R8, a Porsche. You know what I'm saying? I've been wanting them things since I was little, man. But I hear what you're saying, you know, and get a bag and go overseas, man. Um, but like I said, man, it's getting to a point like you gotta self-improve into a millionaire or a trillionaire just so you can have a good dating life in America. Now I see why there's so many like millionaires that are men here in the West, you know, and in the Bay Area, man, because everybody's trying to keep up. Everybody's competing with each other so hard, you know. And then see the thing is, my dating life hasn't been really good within the last like 10 years or so. So I've been coping and drinking too much myself. So I'm gonna try to stop drinking. Yep, I'm gonna try to not even just slow it down, just stop drinking, period. You know what I'm saying? Because if I slow it down, I realize that when I slow it down, I'm not gonna be able to hold my liquor when I go back to drinking. Like let's say I stop drinking for like 3 or 4 days, coping. You know, you know. Let's say I stop doing that, and then I'll drink, and then I won't be able to hold my liquor. You know what I'm saying? When I do that, so I'm gonna try to stop drinking. Period. You know what I'm saying? Because my dating life hasn't been good, and that's the only reason why I cope. And you know, being alone, you know what I'm saying? Women don't pursue you out here unless they under your looks level, and I don't want to date under my looks level, man. You feel what I'm saying? That's not what I'm used to. I'm used to the average woman, bro. You feel what I'm saying? At least some female that's average. You know what I'm saying? And it's not even. It's just what's up with it, man. Yeah, it's not. It's not had wanting to live an American dream, but at what cost? I mean, you can get a bag and try to flip it, try to increase the, you know what I'm saying, try to make an investment and try to live the American dream that way. Or you can just get a bag and go overseas, man, and chip off of it, you know, until to your demise, you know, until you die, you know. But the coping thing, man, I gotta stop it. I'm gonna stop drinking. I'm gonna try this. I'm just gonna slowly start saying no almost every night. Just slow it down and then eventually quit. You know, ease my foot off the gas pedal. You know, that's all I'm doing is coping, man. You feel what I'm saying? I ain't really doing nothing special. I'm just out here coping. And you know, the thing is, I'm more. You know, I don't get violent or get crazy when I drink. You feel me? You know, I don't go. I don't do what Heathen Secede does. You know. You know. Yeah, I know. You know. But you need about. Let's see. I need about $2 million to retire overseas comfortably. You know what I'm saying? And you know, I really don't really want to do that. I mean, I thought about doing it, or maybe I might even still do it. You know, but it's like there's certain cars I want. You know, There's certain things I want in this life. You know what I'm saying? If I go overseas, man, I can say goodbye to the BMW. I can say goodbye to the Porsche I have always wanted. You know what I'm saying? You know, I can maybe vacation. Maybe I could go there for like maybe 3 or 4 months, but I don't want to stay there long term. I don't know, man. Well, we'll figure it out anyway. You feel me? But yeah, I'm gonna stop drinking so much, man. You know, I'm done. I'm not completely done, but I'm done with the I'm done with drinking almost every night. It's just, you know, it's just a fucking cope, man. You know, I haven't had a girlfriend in so long. I don't even know how to act. Am I completely invisible to women around here? No. But I can see myself getting more and more invisible as years go by, though. You know what I'm saying? Because of my age. You know, what they call it, the age pills, is creeping up on me, man. You know, soon enough, I'll be totally invisible. You know, to sub-5 women, I'm not invisible, man. But to the average woman, bro, I'm just invisible. The average woman don't want the average man no more. That's what it seems like. I can't get an average woman to approach me. You know, these women walking around like they got pussies made out of gold and shit. You feel what I'm saying? And walking around like they shit don't stack. You know what I'm saying? And at this point in my life, I should be bitter as hell, bro. I should be mad. I should be mad at the world at this point. But I said, no, we're gonna get this money. We're gonna get our revenge that way. Cause a lot of these bitches are fucking stupid out here, bro. And they're fucking retarded, man. You know what I'm saying? They only come after you when you got something. I ain't talking about the ones that's below your looks level or around your looks level. I'm talking about if a woman's above your looks level, she only coming after you just for your fucking money. You treat that bitch like a gold digging bitch that she is, man. You know? A lot of bitches are gold diggers out here, bro. It's okay, bitch. Come and get the gold. Or I'm gonna stuff some dick in your mouth in the process. You know? Yeah, you need about 2 million, bro. Because the thing is, the reason why I say that, because as you get older, you know, things start happening with your health, and something might happen with your health. You need surgery. It might be super expensive or something. If something goes wrong, that's why you need $2 million. You feel what I'm saying? Because some people have moved out there, man, and then an emergency had happened. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm a quit drinking, man. I'm gonna work on it, or at least try to work on quitting drinking. You know what I mean? Just work on it. Just say no more than usual. You know, to drinking. You know, I'm tired of waking up feeling like crap. I mean, I don't have big hangovers, but I wake up with less energy and shit, man. You feel me? You just get tired of it, man. Tired of the drinking, tired of the coping. You know, and you know. Take your car with me. Yeah, I could probably take my car, but I would have to like transport it overseas. That's expensive, man. Well, I don't know. Take your BMW with you. Like I said, man, uh, you know, I'm just tired of drinking. I'm to the point where like I'm just gonna have to start. I'm gonna quit. I feel so much better when I'm not drinking, man. I took a night off drinking, man. I woke up the next day. I feel more alive, more alert. You know what I'm saying? Because dating is so hard. It's like, I mean, I haven't been dating or nothing like that, man. You feel me? But it's just like you're like a walking fly, bro. You know what I'm saying around here to certain females that you're attracted to. I don't want to feel like, I'm you know, invisible to the females that I'm attracted to, and the women that I'm attracted to are not even, they're not even like 8, 9s, and 10s, bro. They're around my looks level. You feel what I'm saying? You feel me? That's what I'm saying, man. You know. So I'm saying, like, man, it's like it's like you cope, to deal with the reality of it all, man. You know, and I work out, and stuff like that, man. You know, and I'm good. You feel me? You know, that's what I'm saying, man. You cope to get with the, you cope to get with the reality of it, man. You know, you feel me? You dealing with the cope just to get by, and then you're getting older. But as you get older, it gets worse, and then it gets more worse, and then more worse, and then more worse. You feel what I'm saying? For like years, I've been stuck like this though. And I'm working on getting my way out, man. You know, trying to get my way out. You know, and it's like it's like a nightmare because look, you know, you know what? We're not built to be like this. You know what I'm saying? I don't care what nobody say, but you are not built to be isolated. That's not good for your health. It's not good for your well-being. You feel me? You know, it's not good. It's not good to be by yourself. That's why it's a nightmare to me. Like, goddamn, it's a shame that I had to take time out to like self-improve myself just so I could have a good dating life. You feel what I'm saying? I couldn't have a good dating life being poor. This is not the 1960s, not the 1970s, or the 1980s, where you could be poor and still have a good dating life. I remember my dating life was better before social media, because right now, all there's available to me is scraps. You know, and I hate being forced into something that I don't want to do, like date below my looks level. Don't want to. I don't want to do that. I'm not turned on by women that's below my looks level, bro. A female with an ugly face. I'm not turned on by that, bro. That's just not how I do stuff, man. You feel me? So I'm gonna try to give up drinking, man. I'm gonna try. It's not. It can't be good for my health. You feel me? Plus, I want to live longer. Once I get the bag, I kind of want to live to be at least 75. And at this rate, if I keep drinking every single night, I'm gonna check out. I'm gonna check out sooner, man. Fucking garbage truck over there, man. Garbage truck come around 4 a.m. all the time around here. So I'm gonna work on quitting drinking just to improve my health. You know, all I'm doing is coping, you know, and shit like that. You feel me? You know, I want to get back into physical health. I want to lose some of the body fat percentage that's still kind of lingering on my body. I want to get on a diet. You know, I never went this long without a girlfriend before, man. This is something new. Like I said, when I was in my 20s, I used to attract them. Okay, I used to attract those females. You know, now it's just like self-improved into a millionaire and then get the bitches. So I shouldn't have to do that though, man. You know what I'm saying? It's just like dating in America has went to shit, bro. And there's no going back either, man. What's done is done. You know, us human beings, we're so obsessed with making money and and trying to outbest the next man, competing with the next man. You know what I'm saying? You know, we're obsessed with competing with ourselves. That's the obsession. Who could have the biggest house? Who got the biggest car? Who got the BMW or the Porsche? You know, look at me. I'm beating you. You know what I'm saying? That's how other men think, bro. I see niggas all the time, man, rubbing their engine up, thinking that they're all big and bad and shit. You know, you know, riding in their fucking Challenger, thinking they doing a whole lot of newness. Like, bitch, you ain't doing nothing new. You ain't doing nothing special. You ain't doing nothing new, bro. Wait till I come up. I'm gonna pull up in that high-end BMW, and you gonna feel my wrath. You know what I'm saying? A Challenger, man, that don't symbolize status, man. You know what I'm saying? It's like between the 50,000 to 100 grand. That's nothing. You ain't doing nothing special, bro. You up in that Challenger thinking you all that? That's nothing. Everybody got a Challenger. Everybody could get their hands on a Challenger, bro. But can you get your hand on a Porsche though, or an Audi R8? How about you get your hands on a Lambo? And now that's when you're doing something special. You feel me? You know, you know what I'm saying? I pull up in a Lambo that will smoke the doors off your fucking Challenger. You feel what I'm saying? And I'll sit back and I'll laugh at that shit, bro. You feel me? Yeah, like I said, man, us human beings, bro, we're not meant to be alone. My mental health has went through the fucking goddamn floor, bro. You know what I'm saying? I just wish things were different, man. You know, I wish I wish I was born at least 6 foot. Nowadays, these females, they see you as short. That's the reason why a lot of guys struggle. You know, you at 6 foot, you at 5'9". You feel what I'm saying? It's just to them, that's not tall. That's not tall enough. Some women, they don't mind, but, you know, but it's harder that way, man, when you're under 6 foot. I realize that. Anyway, man, I'm about to try to go back to sleep. I'm gonna take a little nap, man, but living, let me tell you something. I'm gonna be real quick. Women, before I go back to sleep, living without a woman in your life, without women in your life, period, it could be a lonely nightmare because you're not supposed to be living like that. Your body is built to procreate and be with a woman, bro. You're doing something unnatural to your mental health, and you're doing something unnatural to your well-being. You feel what I'm saying? Uh, I don't even know what a kiss or a hug even feels like anymore. It's been that long. But I also been on the grind chasing this bag. You feel what I'm saying? It's been a long time since I like locked eyes with a female, you know, that liked me. You feel what I'm saying? I liked her, you know. It's always been for the last like more than a couple of years, like a decade. It's been like women that I don't like, but they like me. Like Sub 5 Stalker, there's nowhere in the world I'm gonna settle down with her. Or a female that even looks like her. There's this female in Starbucks, man. She's worse than Sub 5 Stalker. Bro, she's a fucking nightmare. Boy. Sub 5 Stalker was a 3. This woman is a 1, okay? I call her the vulture bitch. Cause she reminds me of a vulture, bro. Fucking long ass neck and shit. She walks with a humpback. She got ooh, I wouldn't even, I don't care, bro. I'd rather jerk off to even try to sleep with her, man. That's just the way I am, bro. You feel what I'm saying? Look, I'm not looking for the 8, 9s, and 10s. I'm looking for a mutual attraction, between me and a average woman, at least, at best. You feel what I'm saying? But that's not happening nowadays. The internet is too goddamn cluttered. There's too much competition out here, man. If you ain't dating women on a regular, man, to me, that's a nightmare, man. You feel me? Like, you got long droughts and shit like that, man. You're not built to have droughts, man. Your body's built to fuck at least 3 times a week. You're supposed to be fucking in this lifetime, bro. You ain't supposed to be having no droughts. That's unnatural, okay? That's unnatural to be having droughts. But us human beings, you know what we do? We try to dominate other people, man. You feel what I'm saying? Human beings are so, especially men out here, bro. They're so obsessed with money and power that they'll take from the needy and shit, and give to the greedy. We'll create things that'll fuck up other people's lives. Like, I don't care what nobody say, man. When they started doing them date apps on the iPhone and shit like that, man, when they created those things, that fucked up a lot of dudes' dating lives, man. You feel me? Your dating life is fucked up because of a dating app. Anyway, I gotta go back to sleep. You guys have a good night, man. My phone is gonna die if I don't. Me wrong, have help me get some pussy at one point. That's how I met that fat chick at the beginning of the pandemic. Was on Tinder, you know. But she showed up fatter, you know. She was kind of chunky in the picture, but then she showed up and she was bigger than the picture, man. A lot of catfishing and shit, man. You know what, bro? Before I go to sleep, or before I take a nap, because I'm gonna take a 2-hour nap, because I need a nap. We spend so much time trying to dominate each other. We spend so much time trying to compete against each other. We spend so much time trying to take food off each other's plate. You know what I'm saying? You know, we spend so much time doing that. And you don't know that you ruin other people's lives just by your greed, okay? Just by your greed. It's just human beings, man. They force you to compete, though. You know, it's like you got to. That's the only way you're gonna survive, man. You gotta compete. I mean, I don't even want to compete, but I have to. I have to. You guys have a good morning, man, because I'm about to take a little nap. My phone is at 27%, so we gotta have some type of battery for emergency, you feel me? But I gotta go. You guys have a good day.